So today I start the refraction through a lens, a new chapter, class 10 ICSE Physics, class 10 ICSE. Okay. So the chapter name is Refraction through a lens. Through a lens. Okay. So there are two kinds of lens actually. We discussed that two kind of lens. Two kind of lens. This one type of kind is called a concave and another is a convex. And this shape, this shape is called convex, and this shape is called concave. Okay, so if concave and convex, they also have three types. Okay, three types of concave and convex. The first is called a biconvex. This type of lens is called a biconvex. Okay, means there are two mirror attached to it. Okay, that's why these are called a biconvex. Two convex were attached to create some lens. Okay, these are called a biconvex lens. And another is called plano-convex. Plano-convex, and the plano-convex is look like this. It's a one side is a curve and other side is a plane. Okay, and third is called concavo-convex. Concavo-convex. That is look like this. One side is more curved, other is a less curved than previous. Okay, similar that's concave lens also. These are the biconvex lens. These are the biconcave lens. Okay, means there is a concave lens here, mirror here. Here is also a concave mirror. So attach these two to get a biconcave lens. Okay, and another is called plano concave, like this. One side is plane, other is a curve, and third is convexo concave. More curve is a less than this, but this is not a straight line. Okay, this is a slightly curved. Okay. Now we discuss some basic technical term related to lens. Okay. So how do we get some these type of convex and concave lens? Okay. There is a spherical sphere, not a proper circle. That is a sphere. There is another sphere. These two spheres are overlapping here. Actually, these two spheres, here is the overlapping region actually, and this region is look like this region actually. This and see look like uh, convex lens. And another name of convex is called a not diverging. It's a converging lens. Okay. So convex lens also another name is called converging lens. Why it is called converging lens? Later we discuss. Okay. Not here. Okay. Similarly, if two sphere two small sphere lack of space actually, that's why you draw a small sphere, and you see that and that. If I join these two and for marker these actually this portion. Okay, this portion you see carefully. That is look like a concave lens. Okay, okay. This is a convex lens and converging lens, and is a concave lens or diverging lens. Okay. Now we discuss some basic important key terms. The first, if the sphere, these two spheres have some center, this center and this center, C, center of a sphere is called center of curvature. The center of sphere is called center of curvature. This point and this point also the center of curvature. You see, this point is called center of curvature. Okay, and this axis, actually this axis line passes through this, and this axis, this line, black line passes through the two center of curvature. This is called a principal axis. Called it's called principal axis. Okay, and this line also called a principal axis. These are also called principal axis. Okay, and center of that convex lens, and that is a concave lens, this center. Okay, this is called optical center. This is called optical center. Similar, these are called, this point is called optical center. These two are called optical center. Okay, and if I join this line, actually, if I join this, actually the radius of the curvature, okay, the radius called the radius of the sphere, actually, that radius, this is the radius of sphere is called radius of curvature, radius of curvature. This line is called a radius of curvature, and this line also called here to there, this is called radius of curvature. This line also called radius of curvature. Here to that line is called radius of curvature. Okay, that's the radius of curvature. Okay, now we discuss the principal focus, or another also discuss the aperture. These are line actually from here to here. This is called aperture. This line is called aperture. This line is called aperture. And this line is called aperture. Okay, and it's called an aperture. Now we discuss that what is the focus and what is a focal length. That is very important. If I consider a convex lens, optical center, and these two lines from optical center, that is a principal axis. Okay, that's a principal axis. If the incident ray parallel to principal axis, these three incident ray parallel to principal axis, when the ray of incident fall on that this surface, okay, so that is the incident ray, and that is the green color line is represent that line of incidence. Okay, that is the line of incidence, and these blue color mark is called point of incident, and here we draw a normal, this blue color line represent normal, and this normal obviously angle 90 degree with line of incidence, and then ray of light striking this is a reflected back here. I know that if that is a air and this is a glass, there is a denser medium, so that is light is bending. Okay, so actually the light is bending, so bending. Okay, that is if they back this line, okay, this line point, and back that, if I draw a line of incidence normal, and that is a reflected ray, and same dotted to back, these three ray of light meet here. I draw clearly these three lines meet here. So that meeting point is called focus, or called principal focus. Well, focus. Okay. So that is called a principal focus. That point. Therefore, convex lens, and if I can consider concave lens, so concave lens now look like this. That is the principal axis, incident ray parallel to principal axis. Now draw a line of incident, normal. That's why this ray back here, normal, and if I dot it here, back. So you see that if that ray meet here, and this ray incident and after reflected meet here, that is a focus, or principal focus of concave lens. Okay, and you see that very carefully. For convex lens, the all refracted ray meet at a point, or converge a point, or okay, point. But in case of concave lens, they refracted ray diverge. Okay, refracted ray that's why the concave lens is called diverging lens, and the convex is called converging lens. Okay, that's why these are called concave lens and converging lens. I say convex lens and converging lens. Diverging lens are concave lens. Okay, and this line, okay, is called a principal axis. Now we discuss the first focal plane and second focal plane. So what is the first focus, and what is the first focal plane, and what is the focal length? The focal length from optical center. If I ignore this photon, that is very small, optical center to that length is called focal length. From optical center to here, this length is called focal length. Okay, from optical center to optical center to principal focus. It's called a focal length. And if you double the length, it's called second focus. Okay. If I consider that is for converging lens, okay, that is incident ray, they meet here, so we get a first focus, and that length is called focal length. If double the length, so that is FL also focal length, so that is a second focus. Okay, these lengths and these lengths are equal. That is called principal focus, that is a second focus, or first focus or second focus. So what is the first focal plane? Is plane if I, that's the principal axis. Okay, if I normal to the principal axis or here actually this plane, this is a normal to the principal axis, and this plane is called first focal plane. And here the second, you see that very carefully. Okay, this line here to 90 degree actually. The focal plane actually make an angle to principal axis 90 degree. Okay, focal plane perpendicular to axis, and that is called, this line called second focal plane. This angle makes 90 degree. This angle makes 90 degree. Okay. Similar that is for concave lens also. Principal axis, incident ray, they strike the meet at point. Okay, that is called F1. These are focal length. This length is called focal length. Double of the focal length, that is F2. Okay, that is FL also. These two lines are equal. These two lines are equal for optical center. If I draw a plane here, and this plane is normal to the principal axis, and this is called second focal plane. And if I draw here, normal, and this is called first, second focal plane and first focal plane. Okay, clear what is the first focal plane and second focal length, and what is the focal length? That is a focal plane and that is a focal length. Okay. Now we discuss difference between convex and concave lens. Okay. The difference between, next, between convex lens and, first difference is very easy. That is convex lens is another name is called a converging lens, and concave is another one is called diverging lens. Number 2 point, okay, it is a real focus, that is a virtual focus. The real focus and number 2 is the virtual focus. So why these are called a virtual and why these are real? Okay, actually object, depending on object. Okay, if you see there is a object and the focus point actually here, the behind the lens, actually focus point makes angle behind the lens. Okay, that's why these are called a real. Okay, if I create an image, actually create an image for convex lens, create an image in opposite side of the object, no, opposite side of the mirror actually. If opposite side of the mirror, okay, if an object place here, left side, and create image in right side. That's why actually the screen present here. Actually there is a screen. These are the first focal plane, and they plane a screen, place a screen, so we get a image of the object. Okay. So that's why these are called a real image actually. Okay, that's why these type of image is called real image, because the object and image both are in opposite. Okay, actually the object in left side and image in right side behind the lens. Really is a behind lens, create image in behind lens, actually image in behind lens. That's why the real image. And here you see that in case of concave lens, যে focus as a object, এখানে some objects here, you see the focus in same object and focus both are in same direction. So that's why these are called a virtual. These are called virtual because front of the lens, image front of lens. That's why these are called virtual. So that's why these are called real focus, and you get a virtual focus. Okay, he actually mainly created an image depending on. Next class we discuss what is a real image and what is virtual image. Okay, we complete the part A of the refraction through a lens. Okay, if any doubt, put in comment section. I will try to give the answer. Okay, so today in the class here. Thank you.